Tonight, a matchup at the top of the Big Eight. Number 3, Missouri, has won 11 games in a row, led by guard Byron Irvin. They're undefeated in conference and sit alone atop the Big Eight. Inside, the Tigers are powered by big men Gary Leonard and Doug Smith. 5th-ranked Oklahoma boasts a force inside as well. All-American Stacey King has reigned in the paint, and when the Sooners run, Mookie Blaylock is the leader. Billy Tubbs expects to charge out of Norman with a win tonight. In Game 2, we move to Raleigh for an ACC rematch. Dean Smith and his number 6 North Carolina Tar Heels are tough to move down low with power men J.R. Reed and Scott Williams firing things up in the ACC. Tim Valvano and NC State came up on the short end the first time out, but at home, guard Chris Corchiani expects to get even with the help of Avi Lester's power game. A Big 8 ACC doubleheader up next.
You to the Lloyd Noble Center on the campus of the University of Oklahoma at Norman, where tonight the 5th-ranked Sooners play host to the 3rd-ranked Tigers of the University of Missouri. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger Twibell. A couple of stories emanating from the University of Missouri. This afternoon on their charter flight from Columbia, Missouri, down here to Norman, Oklahoma, Missouri head basketball coach Norm Stewart passed out in the plane. The plane made an emergency landing in Oklahoma City. Stewart was rushed to the hospital, and latest report is that he is suffering from a bleeding ulcer. He will be kept overnight in Oklahoma City for further tests. That comes on the heels of yesterday's suspension of assistant coach Bob Sunvold. Sunvold suspended by the University of Missouri Intercollegiate Athletic Committee for voluntarily coming forward on December 27th and telling them that he paid for 2 airline tickets for freshman recruit P.J. Mays of Cincinnati this past fall. Mays has since left the University of Missouri, and he's attending a junior college in South Carolina. So that leaves 6th-year assistant coach Rich Daly on the bench for Mizzou tonight in perhaps their biggest game of the year. And as we bring in Bill Raftery, it goes without saying that he's just a little bit nervous.
Well, he has to be. He was uncomfortable this afternoon. All he has to do with this great team is let him go. Do as Norm Stewart would do. I think the difficulty will be late in the game if he tries to make some adjustments, some subtle things that Norm might do.
Daly's only been a head coach at the junior college level and tough to win in Norman. Yes, Norm Stewart has only won here 3 in 22 tries. You talk about the University of Oklahoma. Why is it tough to win here? Well, the last couple of years, it's been a guy by the name of King and Blaylock.
Well, they're not Blanchard and Davis, but they have Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. Very mature players, very experienced. They know how to win, and they love doing it.
Meanwhile, the University of Missouri, they can attack you from so many ways, but maybe the most consistent performer this year has been Byron Irvin. He's led them in scoring 14 times.
I know you've seen these guys before. The folks will love watching the 3 of them. This gentleman in particular, Byron Irvin, gets 20 the old-fashioned way. He earns it. It's not an impact. It's nice and soft.
Missouri has won 11 consecutive games, 15 of 16, but as I mentioned, very tough to win here in Norman. They have lost 11 of their last 14 and 5 in a row. Missouri and Oklahoma coming up next. Let's go back to John Saunders.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll rejoin you in just a moment. Oklahoma.
Welcome back to the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. Let's go to our public address announcer for the starting lineups, Mike Treps.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Big 8 conference between the University of Missouri and the University of Oklahoma. Here are the starting lineups for the visiting Tigers. At 1 forward, number 34, Doug Smith. The other forward, number 42, Mike Samboti. At center, number 52, Gary Leonard. At 1 guard, number 4, Lee Coward. And at the other guard, number 21, Byron Irvin. And now, into
coming up next here on ESPN. Billy Tubbs on your right and Rich Daly on the left.
Here it comes.
The Sooners will win and maybe player of the year.
And maybe the two best candidates, King and Sean Elliott, they'll be matching up Sunday here in Norman.
Pretty good week of basketball here.
Third-ranked and fifth-ranked teams in the nation. And we're underway. Lee Coward is 4 for Missouri, and what a matchup with Mookie Blaylock right on him, the man who leads the nation in steals. Sandbody down the key.
Great cut, wasn't it? In reading the quotes by Norm Stewart, he would like Sandbody to score more. Does a lot of little things.
Mullins is 24. Jones is 22.
Looks like they're going to be able to get the ball into Stacey King easily. See if they go down and help out if Stacey touches it low.
Mullins looking at it. Dishes it off in the corner. Three-point land for Jones. Won't go. And Oklahoma with the rebound. And Billy Tubbs told me today, Bill, as the steal out front by Irvin, but gathered back. Coward gets it away from Blaylock.
They play the passing lanes beautifully.
Lee Coward hits it from on top.
Defensively, yesterday Oklahoma worked at getting free and moving out without the basketball.
Tubbs told me today that rebounding would be the deciding factor in this game as Martin throws up an air ball.
Now, those are tough to rebound.
Missouri out on top 4-0. Just underway from Norman, Oklahoma. Early start here as fans still filing in what they expect to be one of the largest crowds ever. This has been the toughest ticket in town as Irvin gets it underneath, and Missouri's up 6-0.
Good step and fake away, and then back to the ball. Mullins got to pay attention to his man as well as the ball.
Stacey King against Leonard won't go, and Leonard the rebound.
Now going to the middle, Stacey struggles. He doesn't have a righty hook, always comes back with that left hand.
Mullins guarding Irvin. Irvin, a transfer from Arkansas, a senior, and leading scorer in 14 games this year. Leonard, a 7-footer, jump hook, won't go. Smith tips it up again and in.
Without fouling as well. Billy Tubbs upset. Very strong lineup, almost an NBA front line.
8-0. Missouri on top. Blaylock, three-point land, won't go. Smith the rebound, and Leonard was right behind it.
They are charged up, would you say? Tough play. Should have given it up. He knew it. Pointed to Coward. When you commit to a game like this, a lot of things can happen. It can go where Norm Stewart, they don't perform, don't go after it. Or Daly said, hey, let's win one for the coach. Let's go after it. Oh.
And they're shooting 4 or 6 from the floor. Daly's doing a great job so far, isn't he?
You're not going to play the second game on a Saturday afternoon with those numbers.
King on top. Jones, Martin inside against Sandbody. And from behind, Smith was there, but they're going to call the foul on Mike Sandbody.
That's what Oklahoma was concerned about. The dump down, they'll scrape, they'll dig and scratch to try and get the ball back out from the big guy.
There's Rich Daly, a head coach at Pensacola and Moberly Junior College, and a former assistant at Tennessee Chattanooga.
Of course, you noticed also that he played for Cotton Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
So I knew he dressed well. Had to pick that up someplace.
Martin, a 69% free throw shooter on the year, but during Big 8 play has been shooting 78%. You know, Oklahoma was defeated by Oklahoma State in Stillwater last week, and Tubbs told me today that missing key free throws at the end of the game is what spelled the difference in that contest.
And also the rebounding you mentioned, and physical. They didn't get back this time. Beat the press.
Sandbody, oh, good move to the other side as King was there with a chance to block it.
The home run pass. Of course, when you press, you know you're going to get beat by that on occasion.
Missouri's out-rebounded Oklahoma 5-1. Little extra step for King.
That's where he's tough, though. Coming from that box across with his left hand.
Pressure now by Oklahoma. Martin nearly had it. Sandbody to Leonard. And Leonard will hold it up. Leonard coming off one of his best games of the year. 22 points, 9 rebounds against Kansas State. As from three-point land is Byron Irvin.
Can't leave him alone.
13-3. 16:45 to go. King, turnaround.
Good defense.
Tipped up by Martin. Leonard, the rebound.
Okay, Leonard bodying a little bit, forcing Stacy to take a tougher shot.
Irvin stripped away. Leonard follows it in. Everyone in the Missouri lineup has now scored.
And King got forced under the basket, didn't react for the second block. Look at how they gamble a passing lane. Great job.
Jones will take it down and lay it in. Tyrone Jones averaging nearly 13 points a game as Coward will come across. You know this is going to be an up-tempo game. Last year they met 3 times. 2 of the games, Oklahoma scored over 100. The other game in overtime, 91-90 game, and count it! Oh, Lee Coward.
Jones with the right in. You can't let the dribbler penetrate, particularly one as talented as Lee Coward. Once you get in beneath the foul line, he can do some magical things. Here he backs his man down, Mookie, and of course Tyrone Jones trying to help. The swipe. Pretty good penetration.
Lee Coward's a junior, one of the Detroit Tiger connections for Norm Stewart. You see, he leads Missouri in assists, and from the free throw line, a 73% shooter.
I'm impressed the way they've come out of the gate. Oh. Missouri really reaching back.
18-5.
There's the tendency to. Nice loop pass.
King in and out. Smith the rebound. Good weak side help that time on Stacey King.
Excellent defense. What Larry Conley said is the best team defense he's seen.
He's seen this year. They're only allowing their opposition, Bill, to shoot 41% from the floor. Inside to Smith. He loses it. And it's going to be Missouri basketball. Timeout on the floor. 15:29 to go in the half. 18-5. Missouri leads Oklahoma.
This is my lawn, and I love to work on it. I feed it. I keep track of its growth, its thickness. I know every inch of this lawn, and if there's a problem, I fix it. I give it the kind of care and attention you just can't count on from any lawn care company. I mean, this may not be my house, but it is my lawn.
We care and it shows. ChemLawn, we care and it shows.
Well, you probably won't believe it, but I have 407,510 miles.
98,398 miles. My Toyota truck. I love it.
101,978 miles.
213,000 miles.
126,672 miles. My Toyota truck, I love it. And I love it.
I really love it.
1 mile, and I already love it.
Who could ask for anything more? 5, 6, 7, 8. Dance. Get on your feet. Feel the fire. Feel the heat. And move to the groove of the beat. 2, 3, 4.
I can't stop it. I bebop it. But this kind of thirst, you just can't top it. I can't beat it.
Coca-Cola Classic.
Can't beat the feeling.
Roger, a lot of excitement in the building because of this missed call. Smith fumbles it out of bounds, and they give it back to Missouri. Now, all of a sudden, the barrister wants a little attention, has that law degree now.
Jim Bain getting the verbal onslaught right there, and a technical call. You said he's got a law degree?
Well, that's what they claim. And he called the officials in contempt of court that time.
Honorary law degree bestowed upon Billy Tubbs, and he says this is his court.
I also believe he's trying to get the house with his team stirred up. Missouri with great spirit, really offering it up. Oklahoma struggling out of the gate, not doing the things they've been doing.
Jim Bain, Ed Hightower, and Rick Wolkow, the officials tonight. 19-5, Missouri with a quick start against the Sooners.
Good defense here. A lot of motion. Missouri up and down screens, high-low sets.
Look at the backcourt scoring there. Missouri 11-0. We haven't even seen Peeler yet.
And where is Mookie?
Smith off the glass and in. Doug Smith.
A lot of the pro scouts are looking at the seniors. They're going to be looking at Doug Smith pretty soon.
21-5. Mullins, three-point land hits. Terrence Mullins. They call him T-Love.
I love that. People walking in now looking at this clock, they won't believe it. Good
steal by Blaylock.
steps. Good call. Very good call. The debris is being thrown out now. There's going to be a warning and then a technical foul against Billy Tufts. They didn't call it, but they're going to make an announcement now. Now he's responsible for the crowd. Let's just say there's another technical. That's 2 on Tubbs. If he gets a third, he's gone.
Any more debris thrown on the floor will result in...
Tubbs is still John, this time with Ed Hightower. He's really going after him.
He was so pleasant last night.
He was pleasant this afternoon.
They change when the lights go on, and the Zebras walk in.
Now Tubbs will head over to midcourt, and he'll take the microphone.
I never referred. Let's hear Billy.
Regardless of how terrible the officiating is, do not go.
It's going to be a technical on Billy Tufts. That's unbelievable. He never passes up an opportunity. Did you hear what he said?
You never did anything like that, did you, referee?
No. Regardless of how bad the officiating is, and Hightower walked over. Now, if anything comes out on the floor, he'll have his third and be gone.
So Irvin, with both the technicals, I don't think Ed Hightower went over and told him, Billy, regardless of how bad the officiating might be, you don't think he was quoting Hightower, do you? I don't think so.
Put the gavel down on the attorney, didn't he?
23-8. This could be a long night, Bill. Coward, the leaner, won't go, gets his own miss.
They look very quick to the ball, don't they, Roger?
Irvin tied up.
Jump ball.
Jump ball, the arrow. Where's the arrow? The arrow's not working.
The light is broken.
The light's broken on the arrow.
It's in Barry Spitzer's office.
It'll go over to Oklahoma. And this gets Lloyd Noble, the fans on their feet with 14:24 to go, first half. And they go to King.
Nice.
Underneath Blaylock. Won't go. Jones the rebound and in.
Mookie having trouble getting out of the gate, but a great cut by him.
Missouri breaks the press. 23-10. Inside is Smith. Fall away. Got it. Doug Smith. He's got 6.
Remember when they didn't care about basketball out here years ago? Backcourt foul.
Coward commits a foul. That'll be his first.
Really not necessary either. Trying to deny the ball. He's got the look of a head coach.
Rich Daly?
That's a tough situation. Fortunately, they say Norm Stewart is feeling well. I'm delighted.
Whistle underneath, and it's going to be Coward again.
Number 2.
And you know what that means? That means that Anthony Peeler will come into the game.
Some come down, isn't it?
So Coward with 2 quick fouls will check out. And that's what, as you take a look at Anthony Peeler, freshman from Paseo High in Kansas City, Missouri, was the MVP in the Dapper Dan last spring.
Small.
Talented player, and I want to tell you, does not play like a freshman very often.
What it does, though, Roger, eliminates with the fouls the 3 guard set. They're going to play bigger most of the time this evening.
Turnaround shot won't go, and Smith another rebound.
Andre Wiley, a harsh-looking throw.
So Wiley is checked into the game. Martin sits down. As Peeler, I said, doesn't play like a freshman very often, but then again, he's taking a look at Mookie Blaylock for the first time.
And also, Tyrone Jones denied the basketball so well, it caused the turnover.
4th turnover. As you see, Missouri 71% from the floor. King, strong move and count it. Fouls on Leonard.
He gets after it, doesn't he? Great personality. Doug Smith does not get down and help out here. A little bit lazy. He should have sprinted down. A little bit of a touch foul, but the emotion and personality of the Sooners.
Stacey King, 26 points, 11 rebounds a game. And whether it will be Stacey King or Purvis Ellison as the #1 pick in the NBA draft.
They both can play. I'm amazed at the crowd. Billy didn't even finish his discussion on the mic. They haven't thrown anything. I guess they got the point.
Look at Smith at 6'10", bring the ball down court. Gets it into Church, who's just checked in. And they're going to say no basket, the foul underneath
now,
on Mullins.
I believe that's a good call. You can go up and come back down, but on a loop, if the ball is thrown, and we got a good shot of this, the reaction defensively, now see, he's going to the basket, and the man is there. You can't do that. Excellent call.
Make the foul on Tyrone Jones, his second. Baseline pop, and Doug Smith has 8. Greg Church has checked into the game now, and Leonard will sit down for Missouri.
Remember doing the Iowa State game last year and watching Doug Smith? I was so impressed with him.
Mullins, three-point land. In and out. King, the offensive board. Won't go. Still battling and put up and in by Andre Wiley.
Major league rebound by Stacey King. In traffic.
Doug Smith has got 8 points and 5 rebounds already. 27-15.
If he can make these, he's going to be some player.
Irvin loses the offensive board, and it'll be Oklahoma basketball.
He say, my fault, Coach. Coach Daly up and at him. A little bit deep.
King wants it. Church is on him. And in.
Whoa.
And they say he stepped out of bounds.
That's it out. I got a call. Common foul.
The foul is going to be on Church, but it was before the shot. So first foul on Church. This is the thing that makes Missouri such a great basketball team, the depth. They can go to a Church. They can go to a Peeler. Button will not be able to play tonight. He's out with an injury as King drops it in.
He really plays that box coming back to his left beautifully.
Irvin to Church. No whistle. Tipped up and around, and King gets a rebound.
Church wasn't upset. I thought he got grabbed.
27-17. 10-point lead for Missouri.
Oh, taking over. Doug Smith trying to help. All he had to do was stop the penetration. Didn't have to grab.
First foul on Doug Smith. That's interesting, the matchup inside. Will Smith go on Stacey King? Will they leave Church? Look at Church is no speed demon. And King at 6'10" can put it on the floor and go to the hole strong.
10 points up, I'd say it's Smith. You know, you can maneuver other people. Let Doug stay out at the forward spot.
So Stacey King will go to the line now. 68% free throw shooter on the year, but shoot just 59% in the Big 8. And since that last technical on Billy Tubbs, Oklahoma's outscored Missouri 12-4. Does he know what he's doing?
I don't think he meant to get that last one, but the sarcasm of the head coach. Now, he's got a great sense of humor. It just didn't go over with the officials.
27-18. Peeler loses it down the lane, and King comes up with it. Jones, the bounce pass on the wing to Blaylock. Irvin.
Oh, bad shot.
Forces it, and they're going to call the offensive foul on Byron Irvin.
Oh, they need Mookie to have a big night.
Timeout on the floor. 11:21 to go. Missouri leads by 7. It's Roger Schwabel, Bill Raftery back with you at the Lloyd Noble Arena, Norman, Oklahoma. Missouri atop the Big 8 at 6-0. Then Oklahoma at 5-1. Oklahoma State, the surprise team this year at 5-2. Kansas State, and then Kansas, of course, not eligible to defend its NCAA championship. And of course, Missouri has not lost a game on the road. They've lost their 3 games on neutral floors, and Oklahoma's outscored Missouri 14-4 in the last 3-1 since Tubbs got that technical.
And now a little zone after the timeout.
And Leonard is checked back in. Blaylock, 3-point line.
We almost got it, huh? He's the key guy. Mookie's got to perform.
Good thing Elvin Lindblad, our stat man, was here to stab that errant pass.
He's under the table. Get him back out.
Turnover, Missouri. 16 was their biggest lead. Wiley. And Smith tears down his 6th rebound. Here comes Coward. He'll take it all the way in. And strong move by Lee Coward.
They're putting the Oklahoma players are out on the floor. Billy's having a tough night. He hasn't won an argument all night.
You're supposed to win arguments when you're at home, aren't you?
Well, as a lawyer, you're supposed to win a couple, or you're going to go poor.
It's just an honorary degree. He doesn't have to make a living from it.
Fortunately. 2-3.
Mullins hits. Terrence Mullins. He's got 5.
He can get on a tear, Raj. Excellent deep shooter.
Missouri easily breaking the press. Coward dumps it off, and here comes Blaylock, the nation's leading steal man. Wiley misses the gimme.
He got caught where he couldn't dunk. Kids aren't used to taking layups.
Coward, quick shot, doesn't draw anything. And Mullins at breakneck speed will bring it down to Jones, and Oklahoma and Mookie Blaylock will set it up. Jones, 3-point land, in and out, king the offensive board.
Good look, nice high-low play.
And the foul, it's going to be on Smith.
That Mookie Blaylock can get jump shots from the top of the key. If they just wait one pass, I'm not asking too much, but if he reverses it once and gets it back, he's going to have a nice, easy jumper.
So you're looking at number 32, Andre Wiley, a 6'6" senior out of Flint, Michigan. And how many great players has Flint, Michigan turned out through the years? I mean, Southwestern High School, as Wiley misses the first one. What kind of free throw shooter is he on the season? 61%. And he hits the second one.
So they're not getting much out of the press, because with the 3 talented guards, it's not easily done. You can't shake them up.
Last 5 minutes, Oklahoma's hit 7 of 11 as they go to Leonard, the jump book. Strong move, tips it up and in.
He was over the top. He got away with it. I happen to see one newspaper. They had him rated as the 3rd prospect at center.
He's an enigma. He's nearly doubled his totals from last year. He's up to over nearly 10 points a game and 6 rebounds a contest. Last year, about 6 points and 3 rebounds as King puts it up. And Leonard got a piece of it that time. It would be Missouri basketball.
Everybody stood there.
But Gary Leonard, his favorite musical group, Jim Morrison, the late Jim Morrison and the Doors, and to paraphrase, you know, baby, won't you light my fire? Somebody lit a fire under Morrison this year, and he's playing much better, and it's a reason for a lot of the Missouri success.
I thought Doug Smith may have been hurt on that lead pass. That's the pass you want when you press. The back guy has to come up. I think they gave that one to Stacey King. Yeah, Doug came down in a funny fashion. But Leonard, didn't you tell me Norm Stewart said he didn't work hard? Then I read some of the articles. Now he's adjusted and gone after a little bit. But anytime you get pressure in the backcourt and get them to loop this pass, this is a terrible pass. That should have been a steal. Unfortunately for Oklahoma, foul plus Smith shaken up a little bit.
First foul on Stacey King is Smith and King collided knees, and Coward will bring it up for Missouri. Just over 9 minutes to go. 31-26. And the reach-in, the foul on Terrence Mullins, the sophomore from San Francisco.
They get impetuous a little bit. They want to really go after, get the adrenaline going. Right here, he gets the position. Little bit, nickel, dimer. Great defensive play.
Smith wants it. He puts it on the floor. And King, the rebound. Look at the outlet pass to Mookie Blaylock.
Heck of a defensive play by Coward. He got the 3rd. But what a pass which is worked on daily. Baseball outlet. Turn and face. This one makes Stacey King special. He's turned 3-quarter ready. Look at that. On the money, a Rhinduran fastball. And look at the strength of Mookie.
That was Kidry.
Louisiana Lightning. Mookie with great upper body strength just to get that up on the glass.
Greg Church has checked into the game now, and Coward's going to sit down. And Smith is also out. Now they're looking at Smith's left knee, and Peeler is checked back in. Look at this. Nearly 7 assists a game. And so far, he's got 6 points and 3 steals. And this is the Oklahoma trainer, because the Missouri trainer is with head coach Norm Stewart in a Oklahoma City hospital as Blaylock gets one of the two. (31-27). A 16-point lead has been cut to 4. Sam Bodie looking for Leonard inside.
Stacey
and throws it away.
Great defense. Three-quartered and stepped in front, caused the turnover. I think the trainer is Dan Pickett, the head trainer of Oklahoma, that was assigned tonight. Harmony within the conference.
Wiley misses, and Leonard the rebound. He's got Irvin deep, but he's going to hold it up as Anthony Peeler, the freshman, will bring it down. You know, I mentioned that he hasn't played like a freshman, but he's run into Oklahoma and some great guards, as underneath Irvin takes it inside and Wiley fouls him, so Byron Irvin will go to the line. But Mookie Blaylock will mature you in a hurry.
He's one of the premier point guards. Sherman Douglas, a great one at Syracuse. Mookie Blaylock, another one. Terrific leaders.
William Davis, 44, checks into the game now. Davis, a junior from Kansas City.
I met Byron's dad at the Nike camp down in Princeton, and got a kick out of him and loves his kids. The other youngster at Colorado State, and the dad very active in recreation.
Byron Irvin has shot, Bill, nearly twice as many free throws as the next player on Missouri who's gone to the line. He shot nearly 180 free throws so far this year. As from the corner, three-point land for Tyrone Jones.
He can really fill it up. He's the kind of a kid that can get on streaks, too.
32-30. Peeler misses. Church, the offensive board. Church had a big game against Maryland a couple weeks ago. 17 points and 17 rebounds as Irvin misses it, and Mullins gets a long rebound.
Tough shot. Had to step back and drill it.
Swing it. Blaylock, three-point land. Got it.
2 passes. That's enough.
And Oklahoma has the lead for the first time tonight. 33-32 with 7:22 left to go. First half. We'll be back to Norman right after this. Was overcome a 16-point deficit to take the lead for the first time. And Bill, this is vintage Sooner basketball right here.
Well, Stacey King can go out for a milkshake. Kick it around the perimeter. This will be the third pass. Get the feet set. Bang it down there, Mookie. And Stacey, you just go back and guard.
Since Tubbs is technical, Oklahoma has had 8 of 12 and a foul out top. And there's the average time of possession. Missouri 9 seconds, Oklahoma 8 seconds. Loyola who?
When I was coaching, my club just beat the timeline with a second or two. Loyola Marymount. No wonder Tubbsy loves playing them.
Oklahoma foul on Herman Henry, number 30, who's just checked into the game. There's Church on top.
There's the screen down, the shape up.
Leonard underneath the Church. Misses the gimme.
Nice pass. Oh, that kills you.
That's Henry, number 30.
I can't get over the stamina of Oklahoma. Full court pressure, quick-paced offense. They never get tired.
Three-point land. Got it. Tyrone Jones, his second. And it's 36-32.
A little bit rattled, aren't they?
Absolutely. Peeler, the leaner, and hits
a little double clutcher, too.
First 2 points off the bench for Missouri tonight. And Blaylock running in, and they're going to call the foul on Peeler. On the bench for the University of Missouri is Doug Smith, with ice being applied to that left knee. Cracked knees with Stacey King.
I thought he may have turned his foot when I first saw it.
And keep in mind that Nathan Bunton is out with a shin bruise and will not play tonight. He's another one of those fine reserves for the University of Missouri.
Man, what a tough time at Missouri with all the difficulties.
And Blaylock hits the first one. 10 points for Mookie. 22 points, 4 rebounds, nearly 7 assists, and 4.5 steals a game.
Really solid. Not as emotional as Stacey King. He's the silent leader. The Clint Eastwood type. Well, he sets a guy up, doesn't he?
He's a gambler. Leonard inside. Oh! And the foul's going to be on King with the body.
Leonard, all he had to do was give him a little pump fake. King got a lot of the ball. But Stacey up, hanging out to dry.
Second foul on Stacey King.
Now the big guy showed some aggressive post play here. The lead, drop steps from baseline. I just thought he should have just up faked a little bit. He may have been able to get 3.
Leonard's a 60% free throw shooter. 7'1" senior from Belleville, Illinois. Had a brother played at University of Illinois. And Rich Daly, the man.
I think when he got up this morning, he expected this. They must have had a terrible day the day before. He was telling me Norm Stewart hadn't eaten anything all day. They were at the house. And finally, late in the evening, they made a cheese sandwich for him. And then yesterday, Norm didn't eat again.
Leonard's got 5 points, 7 rebounds as they dump it inside. King, turnaround shot, hits.
Now, if I were Missouri, I'd get it into Leonard and try and get number 3 on Stacey King. A different Oklahoma team. Of course, Michael Bell stepped in and got 24 points earlier in the year for Stacey King.
39-35. They go to church. What a move, and count it.
Davis with the push. They run a nice high-low set. Gorgeous basketball. Good interior passing. The seal off, the dump down, and you see King can't get over quick enough.
Okay, I'm on. Greg Church at the line. And it's not working.
Stacey coming outside now. And delivery. So they're really an interesting team with that inside-outside look. Mookie on fire now. Stacey figuring he can't get a shot. Skeeter Henry now with the hole on the press, and they really had Missouri at a disadvantage.
41-37. Oklahoma leading Missouri as Irvin will come to the other end to shoot the free throws. And he makes the first one. Ten points for Irvin, and make it 11 now. 41-39.
I think it's critical that Missouri reach back a little bit now. They had a good run early. Now they're on the ropes a little bit. Good help. Zambodi, good defensive reaction.
They've been getting good weak side help as Leonard underneath, and then Sambodi coming from the weak side. 5:19 to go first half, and Henry along with Jones, and the steal by Peeler. He's got Irvin down ahead. Peeler will take it up and in. Anthony Peeler.
That was unusual, wasn't it? He got caught a little bit. They do step in that passing lane. You've got to value the ball, show it, set your man up, even against the zone.
They're tied at 41. Jones picked up his pivot foot. Nothing called, though, as Blaylock will take it out top.
And the refs haven't missed much.
Davis back outside. Henry, three-point land.
Good hold.
Leonard, oh, that was perfect. Had the elbow on the shoulder. And once again from outside, Tyrone Jones, his third three-pointer.
They are wild with that outside ability. And Richard Daly saying, why me?
44-41, Peeler, the leaner. Oh, what body control.
His ability to penetrate. He and Coward. He's going to be a great one, Anthony.
Jones again. And Leonard another rebound. Missouri's got a 3-on-2 with Peeler in the middle. All the way.
It wasn't a good play. He got away with it. He dribbled his man out of his lane.
But Missouri's got the lead back at 45-44 with less than 4 minutes to go. King misses. Church the rebound. That's just the third lead change in this game.
I just think Stacey King could do so much damage down low if they are patient enough to recognize it.
Church. Nice move underneath and in.
He almost couldn't get the head and ball back as he crossed it.
Missouri by 3 now as Jones measures from three-point land, steps into the two-point range and hits it. Tyrone Jones.
That's the old ball fake where you say, I see it, but I'm going to shoot it.
15 points for Tyrone Jones. Now Peeler's starting to get his legs underneath him. The Sandboat he misses. Church the offensive board.
Call a walk.
You know, Missouri is out later tonight. It'll be North Carolina and North Carolina State immediately following this Big 8 battle will go to the ACC. And, of course, Missouri, which had an early 16-point lead, lost Doug Smith with a banged-up knee, put some ice on it, is back into the game right now, and several substitutions as Missouri and Oklahoma with the final 3 minutes of the first half here from Norman.
A play, a double screen.
Blocked by Leonard.
Oh, you would have dumped it off to Stacey King.
Peeler in the middle, to Smith on the wing, back to the other side.
Overpass, huh?
And it'll go to Missouri.
A double screen down there. Jones could have dumped it right to Stacey King. They could have had one down the other end. Doug Smith overpass.
They're going down low. Leonard over King. Good play because King's got 2 fouls.
Right. They should do that every time down.
Smith deflects it. King's got it. The pull-up won't go, and the rebound by Irvin. Smith gives it to Peeler in the middle. The pull-up.
Nice defense. Tony Martin reacted, took away that cutting lane.
Well, Peeler plays like a freshman sometimes, doesn't he?
Oh, it's going to happen, but I'd take him.
At halftime, top 20 scores and highlights feature North Carolina State, the House of Dreams. That's coming up with John Saunders as they go to Leonard again, and he hits it. Just keep pounding it inside, right, Bill?
That's exactly the advisable play. Stacey's going to back off. He wants to play. Stays, doesn't get in foul problems.
Leonard, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 49-46 with 2:09 to go first half.
It seems like a whole game in this 20 minutes.
Good count
move. Stacey knew he may have fouled by challenging the man, but you're a senior, you're an All-American, you're going to get away with some things. Good hold off. He gives him the guide hand, the left hand, now the curl.
Looked like the elbow to the chops right there.
Well, he knows he's going to get a few of those.
King, 14 points, 5 rebounds. He's had some big games against Oklahoma, as we showed at the top.
Of course, Rich Daly, I think, has done a great job for the Missouri team. In the sense he went man-to-man into zone to rest and get them recouped, and then back to man-to-man, and they're right at it again.
Tied at 49, the steal inside. Blaylock.
Is he smart, Rod? Did you see the speed dribble at half court? He threw it out and ran after it, and now denies the inbounds.
51-49, 2-point lead for the Sooners with 1:42 to go. King and Blaylock always play big for Oklahoma against Missouri.
I'll tell you one thing Billy Tubbs doesn't have to worry about, being Ed McMahon's replacement on the Carson show.
Looked like Irvin slipped. Peeler, 3-point land, won't go.
Nice rebound.
Irvin, the offensive board. What a play by Byron Irvin.
He didn't fall asleep out there. Mookie had stayed out. Mullen had stayed out. Irvin very alert.
Tied at 51. Oh. Mullins, 3-point land. And Leonard, his 9th rebound.
Look at this kick out.
The Church. Off the glass, won't go, and Martin comes down with it. 1:05 to go in the half, tied at 51. Blaylock, the leaner.
What energy.
Church the rebound.
Oh, that may have been a backcourt. They got it. Good call. Now, Billy Tubbs, this is as emotional as I've seen him. Of course, that's Daly. Right here, Billy wants everything going his way, and when it doesn't,
Ooh, the Rattler.
Missouri's turned it over 12 times. Oklahoma but 3 as King and Martin the offensive rebound, and the foul on Church from behind.
Yeah, he waited until he came down. Pretty smart. Stacy really throwing the ball too high. He thinks he's shooting against Michael Bell, his sub for Oklahoma, who can really get up and block shots.
This Oklahoma team is a loose team. They like to have a lot of fun. Every player on the team has got a nickname. That's part of the deal when you're recruited by Billy Tubbs. You get a nickname.
Or they give you one.
Yeah.
W is your commitment.
Martin.
Unbelievable amount of points, isn't it? 103. 52-51, 103 points and a half.
Tony Martin hits both free throws. 53-51. 40 seconds. Leonard had Church down low.
Well, they're going to save for one, I think. Of course, with these two, I'm not so sure. So much for that strategy.
And Leonard's got 9 points and 8 rebounds. You were saying, Coach?
I asked Billy Tubbs, do you ever hold it at the end of the half? He said, we tried it. We turned it over. So we just come down and shoot.
Tied at 53, 14 seconds. Jones won't take it from three-point land.
They are holding it.
Down to 8 seconds. Look at Billy says, get going and shoot it. Blaylock. Nice. Underneath, Martin misses it. And that'll end the first half from the Lloyd Noble Arena in Norman, Oklahoma, tied up at 53 apiece. It's been wild, folks. Sit back, catch your breath. We'll send you back to our ESPN studios and John Saunders. John?
North Carolina against North Carolina State in the ACC. Now, most college basketball coaches are only as good as their ability to recruit. So any recruiting tool that they might be able to hang on to or use is obviously going to be a bonus. As Chris Fowler tells us, Jim Valvano has his recruits dreaming of NC State and the Wolfpack.
At first glance, you might think this innocent-looking room here just down the hall from Coach Valvano's office is simply the A.E. Finley Conference Room, or maybe Office 1E. But wait, you couldn't be more mistaken. When a recruit walks through this door, he's entering the NC State Room of Dreams. Once inside the room, there are championship rings and trophies to be examined. And then the recruits are left alone here in the center of the room to watch a 17-minute multimedia presentation.
Carl Sandburg once said, "Nothing can happen if not first to dream." NC State has been blessed with many dreamers.
I've always told our kids that I'm a dreamer. And, I mean, I'll recite poetry about dreaming and tell them that, you know, like I said, nothing can happen if not first to dream. All of the great achievements that have happened probably in the world have come from some person's dream that it could happen.
The video shows examples of history's great dreamers and State's dream-come-true national titles in 1974 and 83, complete with choreographed spotlights on the championship game balls, rings, and trophies. Former Wolfpack players add their endorsements, and there's even a rap song.
You'll hear a lot of words used to describe a coach who's the winner, who's funny and wise. Words like tradition, greatness, and success. But the one word dreamer describes coach the best. He believes in
It is an inspiring package, but critics have asked, why no mention of academics?
In our recruiting, academics is always the priority. That room is exactly what it's for. It's a 17-minute shot at emotion. And I want to see people who believe that they can make their dreams come true, whether it's academically, athletically, or personally.
Two seniors at DeMatha High School in Maryland are headed for State this fall. Like all recruits, they took their turns in the chair.
I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought it was going to be a room with a lot of trophies and everything. But when me and my parents went in and sit down, you know, my mom loved it, and we just fell in love with the room.
It gives you a real good feeling about how State is, you know, the pride everyone takes in State and everything. And you know, it really helped my decision to go to State.
State's down by 1 with only 4 seconds to go. Jim Valvano's going to have to work his magic one more time. This is what it's all about. Strategy, poise, the desire to win.
You got it? Yeah, Coach. You are going to take the last shot. You are going to win the game.
When he said that, I knew right there I wanted to come.
It's a shot at the buzzer.
It's great salesmanship, but, Coach, you might have a problem down the road.
I tell him, he promised me the last shot.
Well, I'm reminding him of what he said.
Dare to dream. Live the dream at NC State.
Wow, where do I sign? Hey, Coach Valvano, hold on a second. I still have a year of eligibility left. Wait, come back.
Chris Fowler backing up Chris Corchiani in tonight's game. He did get to sign. It will be number 6.
Areas. The inside impact, Doug Smith and Stacey King. And think of it, Doug Smith with only 14 minutes. I think the Oklahoma head trainer did a good job taking care of Doug Smith and keeping him on the bench. And what about the outside in force with Irvin and Blaylock? And think early, Mookie Blaylock in a hole, struggling, not able to help his club, banging up a couple of threes, and all of a sudden they got back into it. Maybe the turning point in the first half, though, was the technical fouls on Billy Tubbs. He got one at the 15:29 mark, and then he got one at the 14:50 mark, his team trailing 23-6. And here's what it sounded like when Tubbs got the second tee. That was the second one. That's for you, you barrister, you. But what happened? Oklahoma comes back to eventually take the lead. They end up tied at halftime. Tubbs told me today that rebounding was going to be the key. Missouri out-rebounded Oklahoma 28-18. And he expected to be more physical and a better rebounding team after their Oklahoma State team. They weren't in the first half. What about field goal percentage? Well, obviously, Oklahoma didn't shoot it very well to start with, but they came back and shot it pretty well. Missouri, 58% from the floor. Oklahoma, just 42%. As we take a look now at Smith inside. One of the better performers in the country here. The stop and the quick pop. He's run the floor well. I think they've had a lot of easy shots. Therefore, the percentage is extremely high. Meanwhile, Stacey King, on the other hand, with 15 points in the first half. Well, sometimes Stacey just stands around because he doesn't touch the ball with this club. He figures he might as well get to that elbow and drill that jumper. If they gave him the basketball a little more, he'd be devastating. From the free throw line, Missouri 67%, Oklahoma just 64%. Nothing astounding there. But you know that 42% from the floor, that's interesting for Oklahoma because that's what Missouri usually holds their opposition to. I don't think people give them enough credit as being a really good defensive team. We mentioned the defense. They play that passing lane, really force you to a tougher cut. But maybe the real key in the first half that got Oklahoma back into it was the three-point field goals. Should that surprise anybody? No. They all line up and sniff that three-point line, get their feet set early in the morning. They kick it around as quickly. The old philosophy, don't make too many passes, you'll mess it up. They certainly adhere to it here. They shoot 39% on the season. They've taken nearly 90 more three-pointers than their opposition. And without head coach Norm Stewart, who we hope resting comfortably in an Oklahoma City hospital, Rich Daly, his assistant, taking over. And Missouri and Oklahoma battling for first place in the Big 8 Conference are all tied up at 53 apiece at halftime. We'll return here to the Lloyd Noble Arena in Norman, Oklahoma for the second half right after this. Roger Twibell and Bill Raftery back with you at the Lloyd Noble Center on the campus of the University of Oklahoma in Norman. Sellout crowd tonight, well over 11,000. As Missouri and OU playing for the top spot. Missouri right now unbeaten in Big 8 play. And Oklahoma with the one loss to Oklahoma State, trying to even things up atop the Big 8 Conference. Two heavyweights going at one another tonight, though. Two talent-laden teams. Very aggressive, great strength, I think. Inner strength, the stamina to go. And right in front of us, Missouri will inbound it. It's Sandbody and Coward, Irvin, Smith, and Leonard, who had 9 rebounds in the first half.
And Coward only played 9 minutes, too.
They go right into Leonard. The jump hook and in.
It's easy to see what they want to do. Stacy's going to have to fight. When you have fouls, you still must position yourself. Make your man work. Don't let him just step in and shape up.
Martin is 50. That's King inside 33, and it's Leonard and King right after each other.
I just think Stacy is so difficult to guard, particularly with the great shooting touch. I think you got to give it to him more when you're in trouble.
Blaylock will pick up Lee Coward. Full court pressure. It's Mullins and Jones and Blaylock and Martin, Stacy King for the Sooners. Go inside to Smith.
Oh, they got this
and the whistle, and that's going to be the third foul on Stacy King.
I thought he should have just stood there. He got over in time to help out. Unfortunately for Oklahoma, the reach down cost them, but this club passes beautifully. The lob pass, interior passing is excellent. Right here, just a little bit early in the reach.
And Billy Tubbs will leave King in the game as Smith, a 68% free throw shooter, knocks the first one down. Smith now with 9 points, averaging nearly 14 points a game and 7 rebounds a contest. And Smith, the 6'10 sophomore from Detroit, hits them both. 57-55, just underway. Second half, Norman, Oklahoma. They're looking inside.
Well, see Sambodi out down there trying to help. They're giving Tony Martin that jumper.
What kind of zone they in right now, Bill?
That's man-to-man, but they're sloughing off, particularly Sambodi.
Three-point land won't go, and Leonard loses it. Sambodi has it.
Oh.
Blaylock gets it underneath, misses it, and Oklahoma will retain possession. King leans in. Leonard, and on Gary Leonard, his third foul.
He just happened to be, he thought he kept his hands up, but the reach down cost him. But you can see how difficult Stacy King is to play. I mean, he's got a variety of moves. The only thing I think he has to develop is a little right hand. You got to give them something else to think about in there.
Stacy King, who's been at the free throw line 175 times this year, knocks down the first one. He's got 18.
We were in Maui early in the year for the tournament, the Classic. Stacy King asked me for one of those Hawaiian shirts, which I gave him, and I asked him if he wore it in downtown Lawton, where he's from. He said, no, I'd get in trouble with that baby on.
11,734. That is a new Lloyd Noble Center attendance record tonight. 57-56, Mizzou by a point. Coward, the leaner, won't go, and King the rebound.
Now, Stacy, like Will used to do that. When he wanted to get in the plate, hold it, make you come back for it.
King. And Martin to follow, won't go. Mullins gets it back. Jones, three-point land, hits.
And give that credit to Tony Martin.
Fourth three-pointer for Tyrone Jones.
He can fill it, but Tony Martin, active, really helped keep the ball in play.
59-57. Inside Leonard. And the foul's going to be on Martin. That's his first.
Now, Stacy did the right thing. Now, he did gamble and caused the turn-in. He doesn't want to foul because they're at a certain disadvantage. This is the Sooners now during the course of the season. Not too bad. You don't see the big names, do you?
Leonard 60% from the free throw line, 11 points, 10 rebounds.
And the thing about that graphic is the 3 officials that they use in practice every day. They really concentrate, get the nickel-dime fouls, and I think it helps them. And, of course, as you know, they do not stop in practice. Up and down, zigzag, bang, push, jump, and run.
And Leonard hits the second one. So Leonard now with 12 points, 10 rebounds.
And this is a great scouting shot here. You can see the whole play developing and the defense that time.
Blaylock gets it out. Coward at the other end and hits. So Blaylock took it in. Leonard blocked it. And Coward with the hoop. Mullins blocked from behind, but it goes in.
He got fouled, too. He was begging for one. They're both aggressive in nature. Nice help by Mookie.
Jones and in. 63-60.
Up and down.
And Jones has 20.
Oklahoma resting in a zone right now. Let's see, 1, 2, 2. Now they're back to the man.
Sandbode on the baseline. Nice. To Smith. Sandbode, the all-time leading assist man for a forward in Missouri history.
He really sees things develop. That time he wasn't played on the baseline, drew the defense, and a great cut by Doug Smith.
63-62, King inside, he's got it, and Leonard is right there to pick up his 4th foul.
It's really not using his head down there. I mean, you got to fight Stacey King out. He's one of the premier post-up players. He holds off well. Just see the little right arm, the lead, the pass drives him to the basket, and Leonard with the giveaway.
You're saying Leonard should get the body back behind him, push him out.
Well, now when the pass comes, you say, I can't get there. You turn and regain the position between the man and the basket. He's not doing that.
Boy, Leonard sits down with 12 points and 10 rebounds. And King hits it.
What do you think, player of the year or not?
Sean Elliott's
pretty good.
Purvis Ellison could also be thrown in there. It's going to depend who goes the farthest in the tournament, I think.
Some don't they announce it before, if I'm not mistaken? Player of the year.
Well, who gets the farthest until they announce it? Let's put it that way.
Well, I think Stacey right now just exceptional. And think about it. I mean, there's some nights he doesn't touch it enough, and he still has the great numbers. Little step on the crossover.
64-62 Oklahoma. 14th turnover for Missouri. Rich Daly in his first head coaching assignment at the major college level. And what a way to debut against Oklahoma, your biggest game of the year.
It's like fighting Tyson your first time in the ring.
There you go. Good analogy. What's this, a slow-down tactic by Oklahoma?
Just trying to get there. Ooh, Tony Martin was distracted by Doug Smith going up big. That's a tough pass directly down the lane.
Oklahoma with just 5 turnovers, so they've taken care of the basketball awfully well. As Church will go ahead and bring it up court with Stacey King on him.
Got to be careful.
Coward almost lost it and slammed home by Smith.
Well, all the defense went to the cutter and the shooter.
Smith has got 14.
This game is played way up on the 10.
Beautiful leaner by Terrence Mullins. Quickly to the other end, 66-64. Coward!
You know, when you drive around the country, you'll see games being played. I pull over and enjoy the kids. That's what this game, there's no number 1 play, number 2 play. It's just go get them. Both ends.
7 ties, 9 lead changes, 3-point land. Mullins won't go, and Church the rebound. They've got to get a big effort from Church off the bench. Coward in the middle, the leaner, drops it underneath Irvin.
Now that's a traditional lane-filled break. Great dump. And the finish.
Missouri back on top, 68-66.
Now, Billy Tubbs really lets them play. There's no question, but there's a lot of effort that goes into this. He feels you've got to be committed to the quick shot from the beginning of the game to the end. Don't worry about it. Don't wince. Just let him go.
Martin on top. Won't go. Play off the offensive rebound. Coward didn't follow him out. No. And the easy 2.
I don't think he wants to get another one with the 3. But you see, they're not playing Tony Martin. They're giving up that play, helping out in the post.
Tied at 68, 14-35, and outside the foul's going to be on Blaylock. Syracuse and Georgetown on Big Monday, 7:30 Eastern time. I don't know if it'll be quite as up-tempo as Missouri and Oklahoma, but it'll be a great game out of the Big East.
I'll have a great seat for it. I'm looking forward to those 2.
Missouri's hit 6 of 8 in the second half, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Byron Irvin.
Terrence Mullen got position, didn't give up ground. I don't blame Irvin for going strong. That's what you teach your players.
Gave up a little blood, though, Paul.
Tough call. Well, he can. San Francisco guys. He can reach back.
Tied at 68. Roger Twibell, Bill Raftery with you from Norman, Oklahoma. Record crowd here at Lloyd Noble. King the turnaround. Coward comes up with it. Irvin on the wing against Mullins, and count it.
Oh, is that taking it to the goal? There's a message on that layup. A little peek. Tell you, they give it up on time.
The message was the play before.
Oh, it was, but now watch this. The shoulder
Present yourself to that glass, incur the wrath, and bang it home.
Irvin with 17. His season average is 20.
A lot of guys are here to see Mac's son. I'll bet there are 12 NBA clubs. Most of them looking for him. He just gets the numbers every game.
Since Missouri's been on this 11-game win streak, Irvin's been the man. He's kicked up his points per game average by about 4. His rebounding, his assists. Blaylock, three-point land, hits! Mookie Blaylock now with 17, and it's tied at 71.
Ran the ball very well against the pressure.
Church takes it inside. Blocked by King, but count it.
Scored a goal, and Coach Daly up and after them. I can remember my first game as a coach, Division I. Your stomach was churning all day, and right here he loves this call, but a message true with that rejection by King.
Missouri by a pair, 73-71. Wiley, and the foul's going to be on Peeler.
The reach in. But to finish the thought on Rich Daly, I mean, not an easy day for him. Told me how much he feels and cares about Coach Stewart. Of course, his partner, Sunvolt, out now, as you mentioned, at the Open for a few days, but I think he's got them playing hard.
I'll tell you, he's a lot more comfortable now than he was earlier this afternoon when we saw him.
I said to him, the last thing I said, you know, for 2 hours you can enjoy. Just the game will take away all the other problems.
Wiley, a 61% free throw shooter, misses them both. And Church strips it away from King, and here comes Coward. Look at the yellow shirts going to the hole and traveling.
Boy, did they have the numbers. 4-on-1.
Rich Daly taking the place, of course, tonight of Norm Stewart, who's in an Oklahoma City hospital with an ulcer problem, and traveling the call.
Lee Coward was... I thought it was a pretty good play. I don't know about the pass by Lee Coward. Had a little bit of extra mustard on it.
King working against Church. And slammed home by Andre Wiley.
They play parallel.
They call him the creator.
Well, of course, in the NCAA, when he dunked over a couple of managers, 2 balls. Think he was worried about the Final Four.
Dealer taking it to the hole, and he draws the foul down on the baseline. And the foul on Tyrone Jones. And that's the 3rd on Jones. Sandbody will check back into the game. And Billy Tubbs looking on.
Right there, pretty good protection of the baseline. I thought they should have just played on. Not real physical after what we've seen. Oh,
Peeler!
Oh, what they know, and they're so young.
They have no conscience.
Well, the defense took away the dribble lane. He counters with a great move.
Jones, that's a 2. Look at him look over to Bain, and he goes, that was a 3, wasn't it? Just 2.
Tubbsy had the hands up. Jim Bain said he'd like to switch places with us at the half. He said, I had enough out there.
75 apiece, 11 ties, 10 lead changes. Smith, the pump fake. Won't go. Sandbody keeps it alive, and it'll go over to Oklahoma. Sandbody's like a bad cold, you know, you just can't get rid of him. He's just always in there.
Hey, for those coaches in the country and fans that like a tight-knit game, oh, they're just drilling it now. Just 2.
Terrence Mullins for 2.
There's a lot of coaching that goes on in these games, maybe more so than in those chess matches where they're banging it back and forth, killing the clock.
Mookie loses it. Church has it stripped. Kicks it out. Peeler 1 step. And a late foul is going to be on Wiley.
And they're going to call it after. Good call.
11:53 left to go, and Gary Leonard is going to trip back. February 12th, 1983, Missouri and Oklahoma. The Sooners, Wayman Tisdale, led Oklahoma with 32 points, but Missouri and Steve Stepanovich, he dumped in 26, and Oklahoma loses in overtime, 84-79. The last time Missouri won here at Norman, and what a great Missouri team that was, with Stepanovich and Sunvolt.
Don Sunvolt with the Miami Heat. Steepo with the Pacers, out and injured.
Leonard back in, turns around, and he hits it. Leonard with 14, and it's tied at 77. Missouri is 10 out of 14 in the second half.
Too easy. He just goes down.
What would you do then, Bill?
I think you've got to beat him and make him go behind you. Let them loop the ball.
Peeler!
Oh! Goodness!
I told you he doesn't play like a freshman all the time. 79.
Bring in new floorboards. A little curl for an easy layup. Forget it.
Wiley on top. And the creator hits it.
Good step in.
Jones.
And Wiley held off. Did a great job there.
Quickly to the other end. Church will hold things up. And Jones has got 9.5 and 24 on the night.
And Andre Wiley with a screen at the other end. Let that layup be scored.
Inside Sandbody, the fake, and count it. Foul's going to be on Tyrone Jones, his fourth.
Now, I've seen some dunks. This was extraordinary. Just a normal little bounce to the goal. Get it to your left hand, your dominant hand. Let the traffic clear. And I just lay it soft off the glass. Hello. Oh.
Oh, you knew he wanted that one from down deep, huh?
Did he?
Leonard with 4, Coward with 3, Jones with 4, and King with 3 as Henry will check in for Oklahoma. And Sandbody tries to complete the three-point play, and he does.
Both clubs showing signs of fatigue in their inside post defense. Whoever starts stopping the other is going to win, particularly inside. Very lazy. Shows on that end.
Missouri in the zone right now, and Wiley will take it, misses it, and Blaylock came in, tips it out of bounds. It'll be Missouri basketball.
I think they're in the man still, Raj, but they're sloughing off. We'll check it. They've been down and helped out.
It looked to me like Leonard was right in the middle and not picking up King or anybody in particular. Church will dribble through the press with 10:20 to go.
Should have given it up.
Leonard wants it inside. He's got it inside. The body, and finally in. Leonard with 16, and as many NBA scouts here tonight, Bill, as I've seen at any college game this year.
They're all over them. A little tough shot.
Mullins three-pointer. King over the back has it. No foul. Church, Sandbody, and the elbow, and the foul's going to be on Sandbody.
Should be 2 shots.
They were not calling anything on that particular possession.
All the bodies, I think they had about 7 or 8 players down under the 10. Right here, the lean-in, Stacy making sure. Now watch them go after it. A lot of effort expended at the end. Sandbody now, I think that should be a 2-shot foul. They're not giving it to him.
Missouri leads it by 1. 84-83. Blaylock inside to Wiley.
Pretty good defense negated, huh? I thought they should have had a play on there.
Hightower made the call from the other side, and the foul's going to be on Sandbody. That's his third. There's a look at Mike Sandbody, a 6'8" senior from Washington, Missouri.
Now Rich Daly up, probably feeling the same way I did. Don't blow the whistle, let him keep going. Play on. He was looking down at the chalk mark. He's not used to being up on the sideline. He doesn't want to come out of the coach's box.
Wiley now is 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Oklahoma's hit now just 3 of 8 in the second half. And the pressure once again. And they get it up to Church. Tied at 84. Irvin,
good slide.
Misses it, gets it back, and puts it in. Byron Irvin.
That's pursuit.
He's got 20.
Good penetration, didn't charge.
Blaylock splits the seam. Wiley won't go. And Sandbody the rebound. Here comes Missouri. Irvin has Church on the wing.
Nice play.
And from behind, the foul's going to be on Wiley.
Again, Irvin did not charge. You've got to realize how hard that is. You're going full tilt. You've got to control yourself on the pass. Lesser players would go right over Mullen. See the slide and the slow down at the end. Oh.
Smith will check back in for Missouri. Peeler's going to get a rest. And Church will go to the line. You know, Missouri has lost in the first round of the NCAA the last 4 years. They felt with Chivas last year that was going to be their year.
The disappointments for them.
But this year, this is a veteran team. It's a deep team, and people are saying this should be the year of any of the years.
This effort is a tribute to Norm. Don't you believe?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they really came out. I'm sure they've offered it up, gone out and done the best they can for their ailing coach.
And the Tigers have a 4-point lead right now with just over 9 to go. And King.
He's missed some easy ones, hasn't he?
King now with 23.
Straight up man-to-man full. Occasionally they'll trap.
Look at the reincarnation of Danny Manning. He's 6'10", and he brings it up the floor.
So much for that.
He just threw it away, right?
He is impressive, though. Handles pretty good. He's got to give it to the guard earlier. That's the only problem. Talking to Lee Coward.
And now Peeler will check back in, and they've got the 3-guard offense right now as Smith comes out. Irvin, Peeler, and Coward. These guys, throughout the last 6 games, Bill, have supplied the majority of the Missouri offense, upwards of 60% at times.
And their defense, I think, improves from the tapes I've seen.
Stacey King.
Leonard moved him out a little further, though.
He's got 25. And Oklahoma has tied it at 88 with 8:15 left.
I don't know what Mookie Blaylock has under his shirt, but it's got to be the biggest heart. And he plays all the time. Look at him. Oh. He has enough strength to argue. Of course, he doesn't need strength. He just likes to argue.
Billy said the game would be decided on the boards tonight as Church takes it in and in.
The gamble outside by the defense set him up.
Church has got 10 off the bench.
I didn't think they reacted well to the dribbler, particularly Church, that sequence.
King. Over Leonard and in. He's got 27.
The last one to score, Roger. That's what it looks like. Last possession. Yeah.
Tied at 90, and the foul's going to be on Terrence Mullins. That'll be his 3rd.
Oh. They've just been whacking one another. That's what makes it frustrating for the players. I mean, it's been mayhem. And all of a sudden, a little nickel dimer outside, and you can't blame Terrence Mullins for being upset.
Reardon High School in San Francisco, California.
Great player in that area.
Oh. And Byron Irvin will go to the line. Oklahoma with 17 fouls, and Irvin to shoot 1 and 1. Give him 21, and now Missouri really doing a great job from the free throw line in the second half, whereas Oklahoma has really fallen off quite a bit. 17 of 22 from the line for Mizzou tonight. Irvin hits them both. And Missouri leads it by a pair with 7:38 to go.
Here, set your pick.
The coach, Denny Crum. His record is phenomenal. His team's always tough. 24 wins a year, 12 NCAA trips, and twice he's won it all. It's evident. This coach has an edge. Basketball Times, it's unbeatable. Unique, insightful information, recruiting, rankings, players, teams, and coaches. Basketball Times, 12 exciting issues, only $22. Call 1-800-544-1000. MasterCard Visa accepted.
It's the dawn of a new day. The business battles are about to resume. Arm yourself with today's Wall Street Journal. Like you, we attack at dawn.
Call 800-372-3000 for this special Journal introductory offer. 12 weeks for just $29.75 with a money-back guarantee. 12 weeks, $29.75. Call 800-372-3000 now for the Wall Street Journal.
See world record holders and Olympians, plus Bill Cosby and a special celebrity relay. Friday night at the Vitalis Meadowlands Invitational, live on ESPN.
Bill Cosby saying, be there.
Georgetown's Alonzo Mourning, Syracuse's Billy Owens. Two fantastic freshmen in their first collegiate meeting. Plus Iowa against Ohio State. All part of a Big Monday triple header live on ESPN.
Roger Twaville, Bill Raftery back with you at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. North Carolina and North Carolina State coming up next, and that goes without saying. That immediately following this great game with 7:38 remaining here. And Missouri leads it by 2. Byron Irvin, 22 points, 9 of 11 from the line. Missouri's been tremendous from the free throw line tonight. Mookie Blaylock, Terrence Mullins, three-point land, won't go.
Mook.
And it'll be Oklahoma basketball.
Mookie wanted it kicked around to the other side. Good effort by Skeeter Henry to keep it alive.
Henry has checked into the game. Davis, 44, who's a tremendous offensive rebounder, also into the game right now.
You know, the pro scouts should really schedule for Oklahoma because they can come in and see them play the style they like.
Davis works it in on Church in the easy 2. And Oklahoma's going to get the warning for handling the basketball after it went through the net.
Well, Davis, a plugger, bangs bodies. It's become a very competitive ball game underneath the hoop. He's the kind of a kid that can help Oklahoma.
Irvin measuring it from three-point land. Oklahoma with only 12 points off the bench. Irvin, three-point land, in and out. Church paddling, saves it. Coward. Irvin again.
Nice look.
Underneath is Peeler.
Oh, is he unselfish? Didn't waste any time. Banged it down to the baseline. Peeler responding.
94-92. Three-point land won't go, and Davis the offensive board.
Tubbsy's not asleep on the bench, you know.
Mullins, the 3, and Sandbody loses it. It'll be Oklahoma basketball.
And who was in the middle of it? Davis. Terrific job. William now banging.
Davis, one of those guys off the bench that averages over 9 points and 5 rebounds a game.
Sandbody with a little dialogue. Tell you, he's been out there banging heads.
6:35 to go. Leonard now out of the game. Three-point land. Blaylock and Davis the offensive board. Blocked by Peeler.
Oh, that could have been goaltending. Could have been, huh?
He plays big at 6'4".
How do you like your guard to go up and get one?
Irvin, three-point land. And they've missed now 5 straight three-pointers.
I don't think I like that one.
Blaylock, the corner. Mullins, now he'll think about the three-pointer. And they kick it inside. Davis back out to Henry. King loses it, gets it back. Henry, and in. Skeeter Henry ties it at 94.
You see teams play in a frenzy, but not all game. Both clubs really going after it.
And speak about frenzy, how about the sold-out crowd here, the largest in Oklahoma history? Peeler draws the foul. The first on Skeeter Henry. You know, Rich Daly has for 6 years been an assistant at Missouri, and assistants do a lot of things. They keep track of fouls, timeouts, and a lot of things. He's wandering around. Now he's gone to the towel finally.
He's been around a while too, but Anthony Peeler certainly has helped his debut. What'd you think on the way up? He has been impressive.
Peeler with 14 on the night, and on the season, a 72% free throw shooter. Misses that one.
Talking to Billy Tubbs about preparing for Missouri, Mike Anderson, his assistant, teaches the players all of that. Billy really doesn't want to know anything to teach his kids. He just watches the tape, listens to the scouting report. He coaches his team.
Missouri 10 of 12 from the free throw line now in the second half. 95-94. Blaylock gives the Sooners a lead. Blaylock with 19.
What a different player. He struggled early in the year in Maui. He's back right now.
Peeler, the pull-up. Leaner got it off the glass. Anthony Peeler.
A double clutch kiss, and Irvin steals and gives it back up.
Davis will bring it down court. On the wing, Number 30 is Skeeter Henry. 98-97, less than 5 to go.
Oh, extraordinary.
Coward, three-point land. Church the rebound. Coward dumps it underneath.
Charge.
And the foul's going to be on Lee Coward.
Number 4. Oh, Raj. He just got in too deep. Tremendous pursuit of the basketball by Church. And once you leave your feet, heads-up play by Terrence Mullen, you're dead. He's got to be happy with the inside defense. He has worked that sideline. I've seen him go after it, but not like tonight. Picks up the PA system. He's done a little bit of everything, Billy Towns.
I asked him, I said, do you miss being in the top spot? He goes, you bet. He says they can have me there anytime. He says, I'll take it.
He loved it. He was distraught after that loss.
Hey, a win tonight. They beat Arizona on Sunday. Is it Georgetown or is it Oklahoma?
Well,
if Georgetown, wins this week.
Well, we'll see what happens Monday night. That was Tommy Tubbs behind him, his son, who had played here. And between Tommy and Jim Kerwin, an assistant who's out scouting tonight, I can't get over the hard work that Bill Tubbs puts in. I mean, just the defensive maneuvering, even though it's full pace, full court, it's not the normal drilling situation you would see, but they know how to guard.
Mullins with the free throw, 99-97. John McIntyre, a 6'5" junior guard from Detroit, good outside shooter right there, 23, is checked in for Missouri. And Sandbody and Smith have come back in.
Good check out. Sambodi just took the legs from Stacey King.
99-97.
King and Smith. Look at them working inside, both guys. Blaylock.
And the foul's going to be on Mookie Blaylock. That's his second.
Peeler's shown his ability to go right and baseline.
Keep in mind, Nathan Bunton, who's been an integral part of this Missouri basketball team off the bench, was injured in a pickup basketball game on Sunday. Not an official practice, so he is not available tonight. So Rich Daly has been going basically with 7 players.
At this pace. I just saw that shot of Mookie Blaylock. He wasn't even breathing.
And
not
Peeler
hard.
Misses the free throw. A 2-point Oklahoma lead and 4:15 to go. That's McIntyre guarding Mullins. What a move by Mookie. Mullins, 3-point land. Oh, and Sandbody was held, and they call it. Yeah.
Oh,
Hightower with a good call from outside. It's going to be on Davis, who did the old thing Bill used to teach your players that to hook the player. Now King hit the deck.
That hurt because Stacey King had the rebound. Davis down low. He's a physical type of player. Mullen looking underneath. Sambodi.
See Davis with the hook?
Yeah, good call, Roger. But Stacey had the rebound. Well, of course, he may have had it because Sambodi was on the deck.
Missouri 18 of 25 from the free throw line tonight. And 10 of 13 in this second half as Sandbody goes to the line.
Well, you would enjoy playing with Mike Sambodi, though.
58% free throw through. Smith with the follow-it in.
Can't relax. Free throws, got to squeeze the guy.
Tied at 99 with 3:50 to go.
Remember in the schoolyard saying the first one to reach 100 wins? We'll see.
Good steal by Doug Smith. Good anticipation that time.
And Stacey King backing up on his heels.
McIntyre and Davis the board.
Little nudge, too.
McIntyre comes up with a loose ball. Long pass to Smith. The save to Irvin and the turnover. Missouri.
Forget officiating in this game.
Timeout on the floor, 3:22 to go, and we're tied at 99.
get great-looking hair, you don't need separate shampoo and conditioner. Get it together. In just one step, get your hair clean, more manageable.
There's one that does the work, those two.
For control you can't get from shampoo alone.
Wash and go.
Shampoo plus conditioner in one.
Part Plus.
Here's a place for your next vacation. Nice scenery, beautiful mountains, lots of friendly people. Oops. And best of all, it's New Zealand, not Australia. And look, you can fly there non-stop on Qantas. So now you'll be going to New Zealand instead of you know where. Bon voyage.
Do you know why Spuds MacKenzie has so much fun at parties? Because he's always in control. Spuds knows it's cool to live by one simple rule. Know when to say when.
A reminder from Anheuser-Busch.
Now, the final chapter, students, in Bosworth's book of etiquette, personal hygiene. I suggest the maximum protection of Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette. Antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Roger Twibell, Bill Raftery back with you at the Lloyd Noble Center on the campus of the University of Oklahoma in Norman. Byron Irvin, 22 points, 61% from the field. And Stacey King, 27 points and 10 rebounds, right on his season average. Just shooting 45% from the floor, though. Of course, you know the situation as we covered at the top. Norm Stewart is not here tonight. He's in an Oklahoma City hospital. A bleeding ulcer is the report. Bob Sunvold, his top assistant, suspended because of a recruiting situation, and that was Rich Daly, who's coaching as a head coach for the first time at the major college level. Missouri jumped out to an early 16-point lead. Oklahoma stormed back. It was tied at 53 at the half, and we're tied at 99 with 3:13 to go.
And Stacey King, we noticed him now the last 3 trips, because he's a little tired, making mistakes that you normally won't see him make.
4 straight Oklahoma turnovers as Missouri will set it up with 3 minutes left to go.
Rich Daly setting them up, waves them back outside.
Catch your breath and work the clock at the same time.
Two 1-2 set. Delay game.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Might get a back cut out of this. Oh, bad play.
Nearly threw it away, and they did.
Look at this look.
Mookie Blaylock, and a good foul by Sambodi.
Mike Sambodi didn't stop, really had to go all out. Looks like he came up lame, but he was way behind. A great kick by Stacey King now. Right away to his inside, outside, right? The big guy to the little guy.
5th-ranked and 3rd-ranked teams in the country. Of course, Oklahoma had been #1. As Church will check in and Sambodi will sit down. And, you know, they thought there'd be a drop-off in Big 8 basketball this year. Maybe they lost some big names, some stars.
Marquee.
But the quality is there. And last year, 3 Big 8 teams made it to the Final 8. Of course, 2 in the Final 4. That meant $3.6 million to the conference.
Not bad at all. And, of course, I think these two have a shot again. I mean, they are tough basketball team.
Oklahoma has hit the century mark, and what's so unusual about that? At home, they average well over 100 points.
Yeah, it's not a fun place to come in with a dark shirt on.
Oklahoma's Davis, the offensive board, and he's fouled, but traveling's called.
He's been a force, though. Terrific job. Really got them banging a little bit.
Oklahoma just 5 of 12 from the free throw line in the second half, and that's what hurt him against Oklahoma State.
That's when you got to shoot better. Last couple of minutes of a ball game.
Tired legs?
Yeah, could be. 2-1-2 set again. Watch for your back cut. Peeler is very good without the ball. So is Coward. Use the high post guy to curl.
Coward, the leaner, tipped up Smith. King the rebound.
Boy, they were at Missouri very active on the offensive glass, though.
11 rebounds for Stacey King. Oklahoma a 1-point lead and 1:45 left to go.
Tough pass.
Davis. And he got the Las Vegas rule that time.
He used it all. Stacey with a great look.
Smith to the hole and in. Doug Smith. He's got 18, and it's a one-point ball game. 125.
Don't worry about a delay, folks.
And the foul on Doug Smith.
What you saw earlier was zone, man-to-man, but guys staying behind. They're actually in man-to-man. Anytime it goes to the post, the nearest guy's just staying there. They feel Stacy's not going to kick it out.
It gives the appearance of a zone because they're laying back and they're not really chasing the people outside anymore. But they're really boxing in down low on Stacey King. Surrounding him, as you saw, 3 gold uniforms around Stacey King that time. Timeout on the floor. The Sooners lead it by 1.
The strategy left here. 2 timeouts for Missouri, 4 for Oklahoma. I can't get over the activity under that offensive glass, though. They're in a frenzy. Some of them have bounced to the floor. Bodies as well as loose ball.
Interesting to note, the 2 men on the bench with Rich Daly are graduate assistants.
That's right.
Bob Sunvold was the top assistant to Norm Stewart. Once again, Stewart not here. He's in an Oklahoma City hospital. Sunvold has been suspended with pay. An internal investigation by the University of Missouri into alleged buying of plane tickets for a former recruit. And Stacey King, 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 of 8 from the free throw line. (103-101).
I'll be curious to see. I'm sure they're going to go full court pressure. They're not going to make it easy, but that could ignite Missouri to a breakaway.
Tipped around. Oklahoma basketball.
A lot of referees on the sideline. You think this guy gets into the game a little bit? Oh! Jack Nicholson couldn't do it better.
Oklahoma leads it by 2. They've got 1:10 left to go. Rich Daly, the assistant who is guiding Missouri tonight.
Most coaches open up with a cupcake their first game of their career. Not so for Rich Daly tonight.
Davis and Henry and Blaylock.
A little delay. Now, you know, they're not used to holding.
Jones is back in the game, and Sandbody with the foul, and that's going to be the 5th on Mike Sandbody.
I don't know if he should have given it. Rich Daly a little upset. Went to the water cooler on that.
And Peeler will check in, and also Doug Smith to come in right now for Missouri.
What a plugger. Mike Sandbody, solid player, great contributor.
7 points and 4 rebounds, and that's right around the season average. Now, Skeeter Henry will go to the line, and on the season, a 65% free throw shooter. He's got 5 points off the bench.
Skeeter, he's done a good job. Billy has some bench strength, too. You know, you forget about it.
Look at that. Never lost a game in which they've scored 100 points, and they've got 104. Missouri has 101. And King gets it.
His own man.
Again. And count it.
Go get it, Stacey.
Points for Stacey King, and Bill, the bottom line is they've got more spring in their legs than Missouri do right now.
See, Davis held Stacey. He fouled him on the first one. What a personality, though. This is a legitimate guy enjoying his game. Oh,
31 points and 13 rebounds, and it's a 6-point Oklahoma lead with less than a minute to go.
Now they got to make Missouri a quick shot.
Peeler, the three-pointer, Church, and in. And Missouri wants a timeout with 46 seconds left to go. Church with 12 points off the bench.
Pretty well drilled there. Score, get the timeout, get your defense set up. Now Billy Tubbs has been emoting all night. Stacey, after missing the first one, foul. Now look at this guy after he makes it. the anxiety. Easy game to work, isn't it? It's not over yet, Coach. I know that was a high moment, but sit tight.
107-103 with 46 seconds remaining, and Missouri with just one timeout left. Oklahoma 3, and three-point shooters for the University of Missouri. Well, Peeler has been one of their top men. The freshman has put it up 100 times from three-point land. Byron Irvin is the other player. But as you look down at the scoreboard, you notice Lee Coward got in that early foul trouble, and he hasn't been much of a factor in the second half. Is coming up next. You'll see North Carolina and North Carolina State right here on ESPN.
Roger, the important thing for Missouri now is to deny it, try and foul right away, try and give it up. Not too many choices out there. Skeeter, you mentioned at 65, Henry. We'll see who Davis is taking the basketball out. He's a 77% shooter. Mookie at 70. They just got to give it right away.
And the foul by Church on Jones.
79. Pretty good shooter. They had to do it, though. Can't let the clock slip away. Now they got to push it. Now, if Oklahoma has a choice, they should make them beat them with the dribble now. Try and make them turn, use some precious seconds.
Jones with 24 points on the night, including 4 three-pointers. And he really got the Sooners back in the game in the first half.
Did you have any doubt?
Of those three? No, absolutely not.
I knew they'd be back in it. What a difference free throws make, though. You wonder how you win close games, and he does win his share. Your kids have to bang them home. Check out what's inside the shirt at this time of game.
Oklahoma has won 5 straight here in Norman against the University of Missouri, who have an 11-game win streak. It's on the line as Jones hits them both, and it's 109-103 with 42 seconds left to go. Irvin, that's a two-pointer, won't go, and Blaylock the rebound.
He's quick enough to avoid the foul, too.
Blaylock, and in. And there's going to be a tie atop the Big 8 Conference with less than 20 to go. Coward misses. Smith can't jam it home. Peeler loses it. And Stacey King, the icing on the cake.
Well, what a way to make a living.
As we lost our camera.
Our camera guy just went out the back door. One of the all-time great games that I've watched. Going at one another non-stop. Well, he's going to be tough to beat this year for that award.
I think we had an idea coming in that this could be one of the better games of the year, and we have not been disappointed at all. And I want to tell you right now, Missouri deserves an enormous amount of credit. Their coach, Rich Daly, their assistant coach, filling in for Norm Stewart tonight.
Terrific. Very impressed with their character. They look confident in the coach's room. When I went in to say hello to them late this afternoon, they were on a mission. They didn't win, but they certainly, in our estimation, proved they're great people.
Coward is fouled out, and King to shoot another. 7 seconds left to go. 111-103. Make it 112-103. Leonard underneath.
Look, that was too easy.
And wait.
I got 1 second.
A timeout was called.
Then I got 1 second. Scoring a goal.
Leonard, who had early foul trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that
18 points.
will play the top-ranked Arizona Wildcats at 11:45. Again,
and Missouri apparently called a timeout. Now Rich Daly saying we don't want the timeout.
Let him
There's
play.
1 second left.
Well, he can put him back in. He can start it right away.
Yeah.
Sure, he's got that
They're
choice.
going to do that. They're going to go ahead and take it in bounds, and that'll do it from the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. A record crowd tonight as Oklahoma beats Missouri, snapping the Tigers' 11-game win streak. The final 112-105 for Bill Raftery. I'm Roger Twibell. Let's send you back to our ESPN.
Boy, Mark's caught right on that yellow line. Nemechek has worked his way back up to 20th after hitting the wall because he cut a tire.
Here holding up the whole line.
Who are they talking about? Is that Todd Barrier? Is that the 29 car?
I think you're talking. That's Mark Martin and his crew talking about the 29 car, and Harvick's car not handling all that well and creating almost a moving chicane, Matt.
Bill, what he was actually talking about, he was telling Pat Tryson, this is the reason, this is what you get when cars take two tires or holding people up.
Was he referring to Biffle, Matt? Must be. Alan, you have the other side of the story?
Well, Bill, just to give the other perspective, here's Kevin Harvick, who had that flat tire under green and a bad break, right? He's 14th in the championship, and he's 70 points out of the chase with 4 races to go. He's got the opportunity on that restart to stay up front and try and get his lap back. He's got to do all he can. This might be a season riding on him.
Meanwhile, here comes Kurt Busch, the 97 car. Another Roush-Katir up on the inside to battle with Biffle in the 16.
I'm really impressed how well Biffle's doing with the 2 tires, especially after what we saw yesterday.
Well, but like they were saying earlier, I think what Alan was saying, there's only 10 laps on the left sides of the 16 car. That's a little bit different than we saw yesterday. Those guys had a lot more laps on their tires.
Busch in the 97 started to feel the car slide out from underneath him a little bit.
That car looks to me like it's loose. Kurt Busch's car looks like he gets down on the bottom. He just can't hold it there and get on the throttle.
And Matt Kenseth, the 17 car.
Riggs looks in the rearview mirror. He sees the Roush team picture. Biffle, Kenseth, Busch, and Martin.
And they're all running different lines.
Yeah. And they're all chasing him fast. Tony Stewart in 5th. Check that 6th behind this group.
And Riggs running good.
Yes.
Ooh, sideways there. Biffle got behind him and got Riggs a little bit sideways right there in the middle of 3 and 4.
Riggs is going to get a little bit of an education here, too, running up front with these guys. Dave?
Yeah, he's going to find out now, guys, what it's like back in traffic. But that clean air really, really helped Scott. They were really, really poor in practice, the very first practice of the day, but then they looked at their notes from California where he ran pretty well, and they used those notes plus backing up a little bit to the corner, not charging in quite as hard, that have helped Scott run this well. Matt?
And the biggest thing that Pat Tryson, Dave, is preaching patience, trying to calm his driver back down. He also has a 20 in Stewart who's trying to reel him in. Now Stewart's team, they made a track bar adjustment trying to help him on the get-go. That's the problem that Mark had during practice on Friday. His car was too good too early. They had to try to back it down to be better at the end of the run.
Getting a report that NASCAR is checking for debris in turn 1. So Biffle leads, Busch, then Matt Kenseth, then Riggs, and then Mark Martin in 5th.
Yeah, Mark, I thought I saw some smoke coming from Mark's car earlier, right after those